Good morning, Power Hour. It's day two. I'm super, you guys. I know I say I'm super excited and you hear that all the time, but I want you to really understand like I have a fire in me around the Power Hour. It's just spark creativity and I'm really, what's the word I want to use? I have all the, I had planned Power Hour and the structure and what I thought I wanted to speak about and teach about ahead of time. Because if you know me, you know I'm very green. I'm very organized with systems. I work very well with knowing step one, step two, step three. But after this weekend, I had several people say to me, Megan, you need to do this. And I keep having these inspired thoughts. So when I look at the plan that I planned, I'm like, nope, that's not it. So then I'm replanning and just going from my heart. And as I'm going through this process, it's exciting for me to 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 have clarity around what it is that what it how do I say I don't know how to say that. Yes, I do. Let me just take a minute and pause for a second. It feels really exciting for me to have clarity around what you need to be successful. Because what I think you need to be successful may not be the same as what you actually need, you know? And so I'm getting clarity around that and it feels really good. And I'm really excited to talk to you guys this morning. I would like to know some feedback. How are you guys feeling today? Can you drop in the chat for me how you're feeling today? Because I'm feeling pretty good. My morning didn't go as planned, but that's okay. It's a beautiful day in South Jersey this morning. I feel really good. Biggest struggle is discipline. I think that is that. But you know what? There's so much freedom in discipline. Once you create the discipline, there's so much freedom that comes from it. Um, I'm super excited. I'm on vacation this week, so I'm soaking it all in. You're on vacation? Yes, love that. Feeling good. Miss Adele on fire. Teresa, refreshed and alive. You guys, awesome. Okay, listen to me. I want to know this. I want to know. Um, Did everybody get their post up yesterday? Yeah, everybody got their did anyone not get their post up yesterday? And it's okay. I'm just curious. Okay. So one person didn't get their post up yesterday. That's okay. Do it today. Because I'll be honest, I didn't get my post up yesterday, but I did it this morning first thing. But what I did do is I went live on the topic last night. I didn't write a post, I went live about it. I did that on purpose because I wanted to show you how you can take one topic and use that one topic for different types of content creation. Does that make sense? Right? So I'm going to give you a pro tip, and this is not part of the plan today, but I just want to give you a pro tip because I brought it up. When we get to the point where I start focusing on live video, because that is part of what we will do, the easiest way for you to know what to go live about, number one, you can always go live about what's on your heart, always. You can always go live about feedback that you've gotten from your clients. You can always do that. But a trick and a tip of the trade, a tip and trick of the trade is for you to go back to your written posts and go live on that topic, because then you can further explain what you were trying to communicate. People can feel your passion around it, your energy around it. You're personable because you're talking about it. You can interact with your audience around that topic, which will help you discover a little bit more about what they connect with you with, if that makes sense. So that's just a pro tip. Take the topic of the day, write your post, and then go live about it later. Okay, so I'm curious, for all those of you that wrote the post yesterday, how was your engagement? Was it good? Did people comment? Did people like it? Was it something that people connected with? Yeah. So far, yes. Okay, that's fantastic. Um, I am going to teach you what to do with that post today, but before we get into the tactical step-by-step things, I have 20 minutes because I want to spend 30 minutes doing tactical steps. I have 30 minutes right now, and I don't know if you well, it's only day one yesterday, but a little bit about how I teach. is first I give you a lesson explaining, and then we do the action steps that relate to what I'm teaching. So 13 comments. That's great. Amber, did you have a lot of comments too? 3 comments, Peggy Ann. Lupita. Oh, I'll tell you another thing about this too. Yesterday was the day where we were given an assignment to write a post, and it required you to really think about what you wanted to say, right? You really wanted to think about, well, what do I value? What is my mission? And the reason why I didn't post mine yesterday is because I wrote mine 50 times. I wrote it and I was like, that's too long. Then I wrote it again. I was like, that's too like blunt. And I wrote it again. I thought that doesn't really communicate what I really want to say. I had to really walk away from what I wrote several times. And I ended up going to bed without posting it. That's really my motivation. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go live. I'm gonna go live. I'm gonna say what I feel. I'm gonna say what I think, and it's gonna show the Power Hour crew how to take a topic and go live with it. So it was like a win-win situation. But I had a difficult time writing that post yesterday, and some of you may have had a difficult time too. The cool thing about it is that as you develop your skill of writing copy, you will fine tune it over time. So it's okay if it wasn't perfect yesterday. And it's okay like if you didn't get it done, please do it is really important. But I want to bring this to your attention. The time of day that you post is important. The time of day that you post is important. There are 3 times a day when the most people are on social media. In the morning before they go to work, on their lunch break, and after dinner. That's when people are on social media. They are scrolling, they are doing the most, they're watching TV and they're relaxing with their family, but that's the time people are on social media. I will never tell you unless I'm working with you one on one and I understand your business plan, your audience, your niche, and all that stuff. I would never tell you when you specifically should be posting on social media. You should or not. It's more important that you get it done than say, "Oh, I missed the time. Oh, people, oh, this is not a good time." Get the post up. But I want to bring to your awareness that there are windows of time on social media that are optimum because there are more people awake and on the platform during those times of day. So just keep that in mind when you're posting, okay? All right, so today we're going to talk about the 2 reasons why people start a business. Now, are there more than 2 reasons? Yes. But we're going to talk about the 2 main reasons, which is my opinion, my belief, and just what I see when I talk to business owners. And the first reason why people start a business is to make money doing something that they're passionate about and that they love. That's reason number 1. People start a business to make money doing something that they are passionate about and that they love. Second reason why people start a business is because they want to make money doing something they're really good at and they want to share it with and teach it to other people. People start a business when they're really good at something. They want to make money. They want to earn money doing the thing that they're really good at. But the common denominator between whatever your reason is that you want to make money, right? The point of being in business is to make money, is to trade and sell a product or service, right? I want you right now to think about what I just said and write on your paper. Did you start your business for reason number 1 because you want to make money doing something you're passionate about and you love it? Or you number 2 and you want to make money doing something you're really good at and you want to share it with other people? Which one are you? Write it on your piece of paper and write it in a full sentence. I started my business because I am passionate about blank and I love blank. Write it in a full sentence. Or for the other one, I started my business because I'm really good at this and I want to share it with this person. Okay, write it on your piece of paper. After you write it on your piece of paper, I want you to drop in the chat if you're a 1 or a 2. My overthinkers on this call right now are thinking to themselves, well, I'm both. I don't know which one to pick. Just pick one. We're just going to pick one today. We're just going to pick one today. That's it. So if you feel like you're being called to both, just pick one. We're going to focus on one today. Okay, so we just got some passionate people up here. Some passionate people up here. Okay, okay, okay. We got all the ones, all the ones. When you're finished writing it in your notebook, drop it in the chat. I know some people are at work, and that's totally fine. Just listen in, soak it all in, watch the replay later, okay? Okay. You guys, I have the Ethel show today because she got up early. So I'm sorry if you can hear my mom, and she's gonna have she's gonna have coffee talk with Carolyn, and that is she's gonna be loud. Mom, hold on a second. I'm just gonna ask her. Hold on. I'm so sorry. Hold on. So you got my mom. My mom is 70. She's 73, and her girlfriend, I think, is 76. So when they talk to each other on the phone, they yell at each other. And then the one will say, "What'd you say?" I said. And then the other one will say it again. So funny. It's the best. So I asked, I said, Mom, can you call Carolyn back? Because she knows I'm on Power Hour. I had, let her know. But still, just the Ethel show. So we have that going on today. Okay, listen, here's the next thing. So now everybody has a little bit of clarity on why you started your business. Yes? Can I get a yes? Can I get a yes? Can I get yes? Okay. All right. So here's the next thing. What sets you apart in business from your competitors is your reason why. So many of you on here sell the same product. But so everyone on here, if you sell the same product, the people on this call who sell the same product, you are competition in the marketplace. People can buy the same product from all of you. What sets you apart is the reason why you started. It's going to look different. I'm going to walk you through it. There are, if you're a realtor and you're on this call, there are thousands of realtors, right? But your reason why is what makes you different. But I'm going to walk you through that reason why. How many of you have heard before, know your why? Know your why. And it's really hard sometimes to identify what that is. You just know you have a feeling, you really want to do it, you have a passion for it. But understanding your why is almost like pulling back layers of an onion, right? Because you think you know why, and then it can go a level deeper and a level deeper and a level deeper. And some people train and coach that it's 7 levels deep to really get to the root of why you are passionate and love your business and what you're doing, right? But I want to walk you through, and we're going to go through a couple steps, all right? So the first step is this. Um Hold on. I think I read my notes wrong. Hold on. I'm sorry. Back up, Megan. You're getting ahead of yourself. Okay. What sets you apart from your competition is your reason why. It's the one thing that you're really good at. The one thing you're really good at. What is the one thing in your business that you are really good at? What is the one thing in your business that you like with your eyes closed, in your sleep? You know it, you believe it, you feel it, you think it, you live it. Like what's the one thing? What's the one thing that you're really good at? That's number one. Number two is what is the one thing that you're really passionate about? Because the thing that you're really good at may not be the thing that you're really passionate about, which can be conflicting inside sometimes. What's the one thing you're really passionate about around your business? Is it helping other people? Is it coaching people? Is it finding the perfect piece of jewelry for your customer for that special occasion? I'll tell you, I'll give you a little bit of background, maybe paint a picture for you to help you see yourself. Is that when I owned my flower shop, what set me apart from my competition is that I was an expert in processing flowers. Processing flowers is what you do to condition the flowers so that they live long and they open the way they're supposed to. Have you ever bought roses and they never open because they weren't processed right? You ever buy flowers and they only live 2 days and you have to throw them away because they weren't processed right? So my flowers typically on the lower end would live about 10 days. On the higher end, they would live anywhere up to like 18 days. So if you bought flowers from me in my flower shop, they were going to live 2 weeks, at least a full week, but really 2 weeks. So what set me apart from my competition was the fact I had a couple different things. Number one, my flowers were imported from all over the world. It was high end. But because they were imported, my expertise was in the conditioning and processing of the flowers so that the end user could enjoy them longer. So people spent more money with me because they knew their flowers were going to live longer. What is the one thing you're good at? I'm good at processing flowers. What's the one thing I was passionate about? I was passionate about when my customers would come back to me and say, Megan, my flowers are still alive. Oh my God. I'd be like, yes, yes, tell your friends, right? Yes. That I was passionate about when my customer was happy with what they purchased from me. That really drove me to do a good job, right? Now the third piece, and this is a really important piece. The third piece is, what's one obstacle that you had to overcome that others don't know? I'll give you an example of this too. What's the one thing when you started your business that you had to overcome that other people don't know? I'll tell you mine. When I opened my flower shop, I was an expert in high-end flowers. I was an expert at processing flowers. I had built relationships with all of the wholesalers, along with the community and the client base, because I worked at that flower shop for over 15 years before I owned it. But what I didn't know, my biggest obstacle was I was an excellent florist. I was an excellent designer. I did custom designs. I know flowers. I could sell flowers to a flower shop. I know flowers. But my obstacle was I didn't know how to run a business, because managing a flower shop, making connections with the wholesalers, understanding the client's needs, and operating a flower shop is not the same thing as owning a flower shop. But I didn't know that until I was already in it. I learned it after I became the owner. That's when I learned what it actually took to build a business and to operate a business. But because I wasn't aware of it until after I became a business owner, what's the thing for you in your business that you had to overcome once you became a business owner? What is that one thing that the average person wouldn't know? This is part of what sets you apart from your competition. What's that one obstacle that you had to overcome? What is that? What's that look like? Write it on your paper. Everybody's done. I'm gonna say that you're done, but whatever. We're gonna move on, okay? All those three questions was really under one. I should have taught this differently. I'm sorry. I should have taught this differently. I don't like the way I taught this, but I'll sum it all up in the end so it makes sense. Okay. The next thing I want to know, I want you to think about, and you're going to write on your paper, is what's the biggest myth that you learned about your industry after you accomplished your goal? What's the biggest myth that you learned about your industry after you accomplished your goal? I'll tell you mine. After I opened my flower shop and I was running my flower shop, and it was successful. Like, we were busy. Like, I had great clients. I made a lot of money. I loved what I was doing. I was passionate about it. Like, go, go. I loved it. It was fantastic. But what I didn't know, that there's a difference between owning a business and being a business owner. I'm gonna say it a different way. You can own a business. Let me put it this way. Do the owners of Starbucks operate and work in a Starbucks store? Okay. Do the owners of McDonald's work in the store and making the fries and serving the drinks? No, because business owners are focused on building and expanding the business to improve and increase profits. And they hire people to manage the business. They hire staff to operate the business. Being a business owner, working in your business and working on your business are not the same thing. Most of us on this call are solopreneurs, but I had I had 5 employees when I had my flower shop. So something that I a myth to me was that my belief was that because I was an excellent florist and I had managed a flower shop, that put me in a position to be capable of of owning the flower shop. But that wasn't true. Did I learn it? Yes. Did I do well? Yes, I did. I learned it, but I didn't know. I thought that when you own a business, you do all the things. I thought you were the face of the company to greet the customers and say, "Good morning. Did you see our roses today?" I thought I had to be in charge of the display so that the colors complemented and the display was inviting to people. I thought I had to manage all that. I thought I had to be the one to call all the wholesalers to make sure I was getting the best price on the best deal and the best quality. I thought being a business owner meant I was in charge of everything, but what I learned is that being a business owner is not me being in charge of everything. It's hiring the right people and delegating responsibility to the team so that I can partner and collaborate with other people to scale my business. I was focused on the wrong thing. What in your business is a myth that you learned once you started your business? The next question is, what helped you learn that that myth wasn't true? Oh, Teresa, you want me to repeat the question again for you? I'm sorry, I just saw it in the chat. Wait, where did I see that at? Did I see that? Can someone please repeat the question? Okay, listen. Did you get it or no? You want me to say it again? I don't think she can hear me. Oh, yes. Okay, got it. All right. So, what's the biggest myth that you learned about your industry after you accomplished your goal? What was the biggest myth? The biggest myth I learned is that working on your business and working in your business are not the same thing. Owning a business and managing a business are not the same thing. But people who don't own a business don't know there's a difference. That's a myth. That's a myth. People don't know, right? Okay, so the next question was, what helped you learn that it wasn't true? For me, what helped me learn that it wasn't true was being in the situation and working 100 hours a week, believing that I had to be the one to do everything in my business because my name was on it. What helped me learn that it wasn't true was when I found a mentor that taught me that there's a difference between the two. That's what helped me. The next part is how can you prove that that myth is not true? How can you prove it? Like I just explained to you, right? So like how can you prove it and what is your testimony? So how I can prove that is not true is I just explained it to you. I was the operations manager, I was the display coordinator, I was the wholesale buyer, I was the customer service manager. I was doing everything in my business with 5 assistants, doing everything in my business, and my attention was not on partnering with people, closing contracts, um, doing wedding events, like big events, and bringing in revenue. My focus should have been bringing in revenue within the community while the team was managing the store operations. So I learned the difference between the two, which really helped me, which really um why is my brain like farting today? I don't know, a little gassy, I guess. I don't know. That's my testimony. Like I can prove that because I lived it. It's my experience. I know it. I know it's true. What is true for you and your business? I know this is all over the place because it's because of the way I'm saying it to you and because I'm reading the piece of paper. But now I'm going to speak from my heart and put this aside so it's going to make sense. Okay. Okay. This is gold even for my corporate management job. Yes, Denise, because business is business. Whether you work in a corporation or you own one, like it applies to both. Okay, it applies to both, and it applies to your life too. But this is where my thought process came from. I'm going to speak. I'm at 10 o'clock. I need to get into tactics, but listen to me here. I'm going to speak from my heart, so this is where it's going to come. Okay, here's my thought. There are so many myths out there. There are so many myths out there in every industry that for me personally drive me crazy. And they're myths that you wouldn't know were a myth until you actually are like in something and doing something, right? This is where this comes from. This is where this came from for me today. There is a myth in the health and wellness space that in order for a woman to lose weight, you have to eat less food and exercise more. But how many of us have eaten less food, starved yourself? You're eating lettuce for lunch and you're walking the treadmill, like burning calories, tracking calories, and the scale doesn't move. It's a myth because there's a difference between losing weight and burning fat. It's not the same thing, but we were not taught that. There's a difference on the scale when you're losing weight and you're losing bone density and you're losing muscle and you're losing organ tissue because you're malnourished and you're burning calories and you're not developing your muscle and the scale moves, now your metabolism is completely slowed down. So when you starve and you're like, I can't take this anymore, I don't want to do this anymore, and you start to eat normally again, you gain your weight back plus more because your metabolism slowed. What I have found is that what women really want is to burn fat, preserve your muscle, preserve your bone density. But when you're building muscle, the scale does not move the same way. Your inches will shrink. You will look different. You will look the way you think you'll look by walking the treadmill by building muscle. Not only will building muscle burn fat, but building muscle is actually what's going to change the shape and the look of your body. The myth that's out in the world is that if you want to lose weight, you need to eat less and exercise more. It's not true, especially if you're over 40, because they're not factoring in hormones. I didn't learn that until I was actually practicing what I learned in the textbook as a personal trainer and applying it to real people. And like, this doesn't work. It doesn't work. Everything you learn in a book, in a podcast, in a class, whatever, doesn't work for everybody. And you don't know that until you actually apply it and try it and test it out and you learn something new. So, what is it in your industry that is an outright myth that you didn't know until after you became a business owner? What is the thing? What is the thing? The topic and the theme for today for our content is the biggest myth in the blank industry, fill in the blank of your industry. The biggest myth in this type of business is blank. And let me tell you why. Your topic for today is the biggest myth in the health and wellness industry is that in order to lose weight, you have to eat less food and exercise more. I'll say it a different way because I went on a tangent. The biggest myth in the health and wellness industry is in order to lose weight, you must eat less and exercise more. Let me tell you why that's not true. Let me tell you why that's not true. So that's your topic sentence for your content today. You're going to talk about one of the biggest myths in your industry that you learned that you know is not true. And you're going to educate your audience on why it's not true, because the people that are following you, most of them still believe the myth. It takes someone like you who's on the inside to tell people that's not true. And I'm using health and wellness because that's my background and it's easy for me to create an example. it's easy for me to create an example. Um, but there are three paragraphs, like always, when you're writing copy on social media, there's always three paragraphs, right? You have your main sentence, you have paragraph one, paragraph two, paragraph three, and your fourth paragraph is like your summary. Sum it all up, okay? So I'm going to tell you what to focus on. Paragraph one, I want you to explain the myth and why you used to believe it was true. I used to believe that in order for a woman to lose weight, they needed to eat less food and exercise more because that's what I learned in my personal training certification course. That's what they teach me. I see it all over the internet. You go on Instagram and you hear fitness trainers all the time say you have to be in a calorie deficit. You have to be in a calorie deficit if you want to lose weight. You have to eat less, exercise more. It drives me crazy because it's keeping people in this cycle of yo-yo dieting, but the average woman who really wants to lose weight and needs help doesn't know. They're like, they don't know. Drives me crazy. What's the thing for you in your business? First paragraph. Explain what the myth is. What is the myth? And why did you used to believe it? I believed it because they taught me that in school. That's why I believed it. Your second paragraph is explain the truth and how you learned it. The truth is that there are more factors than just your calories in and your exercise that determine your ability to lose weight and burn fat, like your insulin hormones, your sex hormones, your stress hormones, your environment, your circumstances. There's too many factors that go into how a woman can balance her weight in a healthy way and maintain it other than calories in and calories out. And anybody who is preaching that to me is uneducated. You haven't worked with enough people, or you're the fitness professional who has the belief that your client is lazy, your client is cheating, your client is not following what you're telling them to do because you don't understand hormones. Drives me nuts, right? So number two is explain the truth and how you learned it. I learned it because I work with people. I work with real people. That doesn't work. All right. If you're 19 years old, yeah, it's gonna work. Remember when you were young and you could get on the treadmill and lose 10 pounds? Okay, that don't apply no more. Okay. That's for the kids, y'all. Okay. So your third paragraph is explain what happened to you. Explain what happened to you once you learn the truth. Let me say it like this. Explain what happened in your own experience, what you when once you learned the truth. For me, once I learned that hormones play a major factor and the ketogenic lifestyle, and learning that is what helped me understand how hormones affect women's weight. Once I learned that, it helped me help more people because people got a better result because I could factor in the fact that you're having a sugar craving in the middle of the day because that's your most stressful time of day, and your insulin is spiked, and your insulin is spiked because your cortisol is spiked. Like, I understand the science stuff. Most people don't care about that stuff, but I'm just telling you. So explain what happened to you once you learned the truth. Once I learned the truth, I was able to better coach my clients. That's the simple answer. Once I learned the truth, I was better able to help my clients, educate them, help them work more on keeping their stress levels down, practicing more self-care, becoming more aware of what their triggers are, what their go-to snacks are, how to increase their fat earlier in the day so they eat less at night. I was able to implement and really work with people in a way where they could learn more about themselves and be more in control of them reaching their goal. That's for me. Your call to action, or like your last paragraph, um you're going to ask your audience who else thought that was true, and let people comment and say, girl, I'm still walking the treadmill. Oh my gosh, Megan, thank God, because I don't want to keep eating salad for lunch. I don't eat salad. Don't know how people do it. Oh, you think diet, you think salad. Like, eat real food. Okay, so this is what I have for my call to action. Call to action is who else thought that question mark? Y'all are my people. That's how I speak, right? I was like, who else thought that walking in the treadmill was going to help you lose weight? Because y'all are my people. Because I am identifying the people in my audience who are still walking on the treadmill, the people who are still eating salad for lunch, the people who are starving all day and then binge at night. I'm identifying the women who are doing all the things that they see and can't figure out why they're not seeing the scale move, why they're not losing weight, why it's not working. When I say, who else believed this too? Because y'all are my people. I am attracting my perfect client to me for what I offer. I'm attracting the perfect client to what I offer. And that is what you want when you create content. Because marketing, we're here for marketing. We're here for marketing. We're not here for sales. I'm not here to teach you how to close a sale because marketing and sales are two different industries. Okay. I'm here to teach you marketing. I'm here to teach you how to market on social media so you can attract and generate new leads so that you have more people to close sales with. And understanding marketing is understanding psychology of people. It's understanding the behaviors of people. It's understanding how that person watching your page is feeling in the moment and identifying with them, and them identifying with you to the point where they like your post, they comment on your post, and now you've attracted new leads to you. You've attracted new leads to you. That's the goal, is to accumulate new eyes, new eyes, new eyes. Because the people who comment and like that this type of post are probably your perfect customer. They're probably the person because they can relate to this, and because you've been through this yourself, because you have the experience, you have the knowledge, you're on the other side of it, you are best qualified to help them. You're best qualified to help them. So your post for today is the biggest myth in blank is blank. Let me tell you why. Explain the myth and why you believe it true. I already wrote these down for you. I dropped it in the chat this morning with like how to structure your post for today. Explain the truth and how you learned it, and explain what happened to you once you learned the truth. Explain like how your life changed once you learned the truth. And then your call to action is, who else thought that? Now you can put your call to action at the top. You don't have to put it at the bottom. I notice a lot of you put it at the bottom, which is fine, but you can put your call to action anywhere in your content. Anywhere where that one thing you know is going to speak the truth to somebody, put your call to action there. So if you say, the biggest myth in health and wellness is that you have to eat less food in order to lose weight. Who else thought that? I would put my call to action at the top because not everybody's going to scroll down and read your stuff. Okay. It'll just open up more opportunity for people to connect with you. Okay. So that's your focus for today. All right. So let's get into some tactical. I need you to pull out your phone. Now, you're not going to write this post now while we're on here. You're going to write your post later. Okay. You're going to write your post today. And when we open up for Q&A, I would love for you guys to kind of share some of the things that you wrote on your paper. We have our phone out right now. I want you guys to go to your post that you wrote yesterday. I just wanna look for a second. Hold on. How many of you have already commented back and made your list of names? Did anybody do that yet? Awesome, good, because that's what we're going to do today. Because what some of you know and some of you don't know is that social media marketing is literally doing the same thing over and over and over again every single day. Cheers. We do the same thing every day. We do the same thing every day. Go to your post from yesterday. Get your piece of paper, get your list that you have from the day before. You're going to add names to that list. First thing we're going to do is respond to the comments. I'm going to set a timer for 3 minutes. do the best you can. I don't expect you to get it all done. It will depend on how many comments you have. But we're going to respond back to the comments that were on your post from yesterday. Timer 3 minutes. If you have questions, drop them in the chat and I'll try to answer them while we're all working. Right now, in this moment, you don't need to write anything now. Just go and respond to the comments. And if you don't have comments or you didn't post yesterday, that's okay. Go back through each of your posts because there are comments on your post right now that you don't know are there that you never responded to. So for 3 minutes, just go and respond to comments on your post, okay? It's so good, Joanne. I'm writing down your I help statement. I'm going to take a picture of it. That's really good. I started my business because I'm passionate about crystals and love sharing ways people can heal themselves. Girl, that right there. Why is the lady on my mom's TV named Ethel? He keeps saying, "You okay, Ethel?" I tickle myself. Because the funny thing is that her name is not Ethel. That's why it's so funny. Megan, is this post just on Facebook or Instagram too? It's wherever you posted it yesterday. You are to pick the platform that you're choosing to build on. Um, Go back and watch the recordings and then you'll better understand. I was just wondering what we do with the likes, loves on the post, if anything at all, or are these also used as leads? Lori Lee, where are you at on here? Oh, you didn't watch the replay from yesterday. You had to have. You did the homework. How'd you know what the homework was? I saw your post. Wait a second. Okay, listen. Yes, I'm gonna walk you through it, okay? But I want you to go back and watch the replay from yesterday because I really break it down yesterday and what we're doing and why we're doing it. Today I'm not giving the explanation because I did that yesterday. So go back and watch the replay so that you really and the explanation is going to be like the second half of it. The first half is not listen to all of it, useful information, but the actual tactical is going to be the second half. Okay. So anybody who didn't watch the replay from yesterday, the second half is the tactical step by step explaining what we're doing right now. But for now, we're just going to follow along. You're going to do what I'm saying. Okay. So we just responded to comments on our post, specifically the people who posted yesterday for that main post. We're working that post. This is the language that we use in social marketing is go work the post. If your coach says go work that post, what they're saying is go respond to your comments, make that list of names, go to their page and comment on their timeline and send a message. That's what it means to work a post. Okay. So today we're working the post from yesterday. And the next step is for 3 minutes going to the people who commented, liked, and loved. Let's do that together. 3 minutes. We're going to write down the names of the people who liked and loved your post from yesterday. I'm only setting it for 3 minutes because we're short on time, but you are to complete this task and write everyone's name and your time today. Okay. I'm starting it right now. This is where you need pen and paper, or you need your Google document or your CRM or however you track your leads, because every person who liked, loved, and commented on your post from yesterday is a lead, a potential lead for your business. They are a warm market lead. They're already connected to you and interested in what it is that you're saying. Okay, that's time. Lupita, are you able to work on your phone right now? Can you hear me? You are? Hold on. Can you unmute for me? Okay. I know you don't know how to unmute yet. That's okay. But are you able to work? Where'd she go? Are you able to work on your phone right now? I'm looking at your page, girl, and you ain't responded to your comment. So where's your phone? Where's your phone, sister soul? Where's your phone at? Where is your phone? Let me see it. Hold it up. I want to see it. I want to see it. You have comments on your post from yesterday. Girl, let me see. Where's your phone? You telling stories? Because you said you have it. Are you on the phone on Zoom? You can still be on Zoom and still respond to comments at the same time. It won't disconnect you from Zoom at all. You can still do that at the same time. Did you know that? You're gonna learn all the things, girl, because I don't know who asked me this in the chat, but somebody asked me if I could talk more about um the obstacles I had to overcome in order to build my business. That was one of them. I talked about it the other day. I didn't have a laptop. I didn't have a computer. I only had a phone, and it was an iPhone 4S. That's all I had. So when I was on Power Hour on my phone, I did the task on my phone. I uploaded stories on my phone while I was on Power Hour. You have leads sitting right here. I'm on your page. This is your page. You see it? You got leads, girl, up on your post. Respond back, because even if they're not good qualified leads, for example, I am a commenter, and Christian's wife Lisa is a commenter. We're not necessarily leads for you, right? But I want to teach you the skills that you need to learn in order to market yourself on social media. So regardless if the people in here are good quality leads or not, it's the practicing of the skill. It's the practicing of the skill. I want you to get in the habit of, when you have a comment, you comment back. You go to that person's page and then you like on their stuff, right? That's what we're going to do now. I'm setting a timer for 3 minutes. We're going to go to the timeline of the people who commented on your post, and we are going to comment on their post and like their post. That's what we're going to do right now. But you being able to see me, Lupita, is not as important as you practicing the steps, because it's like this. Remember how I said that, remember when I said that a myth that I learned about health and wellness is that if you want to lose weight, you eat less food and you exercise more, because that's what they taught me in a book. And I learned that. That's what I studied. That's what I had to know in order to pass the test. So I had the knowledge. I was there for the class. I consumed the information. I had it all up here. But until I actually practiced it and did it, did I learn that I was wrong, that it was wrong, it didn't apply. So just being on here and listening to what I'm saying, and just being on here and taking the notes, is not helping you until you actually take the action and practice the action. That's for everybody. Until you start practicing the action, it's not helpful to you. It's the power hour, is us doing it together, making our mistakes together. Then you can ask me questions about, Megan, I did this and it didn't really work for me. And then I can help you fine tune it, because certain things do work a little bit different for everybody. But that's why we practice it together, make our mistakes together, figure it out together, so that we can then make the adjustments together and everybody can learn from it. Everybody can learn from it. I got to help you figure out how to unmute your phone, because I want to talk to you. I know I'm talking, but y'all don't understand. Lupita has been like on, I've known her for years through social media. And this whole time I thought she was part of the empire, and she's not. Did anybody else think she was part of the empire? Denise said, wow. Christian thought you were part of the empire too. You support our content all the time. And turns out you have a daycare? Girl, you have a daycare and an essential oils business. Come on, honey. Christmas is coming. Let's make that money. Let's make that money. All right. Is this ready or not? Like, I feel like it's taking long. Okay, 20 seconds left. We're just commenting on people's timeline. I'm going to add a step today that we didn't talk about yesterday, which is really important. Okay. For the month, for the sake of this month, I think it might be a good idea if you guys just like go to Walmart or the dollar store and grab a notebook that's just for your names of people. Like, keep them together. This is why. I mean, if you're using a Google document or some type of tracking system online, not necessary, but for the people like me who use a notebook and whatever, right? And you don't need to have a tracking system. So I built a big business and prove it with no tracking system with notebooks. So don't feel like you have to. But today, when you added those people's names to your list, what you're going to find is that some of the people are going to be the same. And if you sent someone on your list from today a message yesterday, you're not going to send them another message today. Okay? You're not going to bombard the same people every single day with, thank you for supporting my post. That's weird. We're not doing that. We're not doing that at all. Okay. So I think it would be great if you had your list of names and your warm market leads in one place, So you can see, oh, she commented yesterday. Oh, he liked my post yesterday. I already sent this person a gratitude message yesterday, so that you're saving your time, because you don't want to keep bombarding people with messages that you already messaged. It's a waste of your time and you're pushing people away. That's weird. Don't do that. Okay. So, with your list of names that you have right now, your homework for today is number one, to write your post sharing the biggest myth in your industry and telling people why, and then asking people who else thought that, so you get the engagement. And then your second piece of homework for today is sending gratitude messages to the people who commented, liked, and loved on your post from yesterday. Unless you already sent them a gratitude message. If you're not sure what the gratitude message looks like, watch the replay from yesterday. I explain it in there, okay? So watch the replay from yesterday. But that's your homework for today. It's 10:31. I want to thank you guys for I was a little bit squirrely today. I'll say a little bit squirrely today, but I hope you got the message. I hope you understand how it all clicks together. Now, before we unmute, I want to say this. I did record the Q&A after yesterday in a separate video. Did you like that or not like that? Is is it cool with you if I just keep it rolling so we're done asking the Q&A? We don't need two separate things because it's extra work for me. Okay. All right, cool. All right, so before anybody unmutes, I want to say this. Your unmuting time is time for you. It's time for you. It's time for you to ask the questions that you need to get that one-on-one aspect. It's time for you to maybe share a tip that contributes to the conversation from your own experience. And it's time for you to celebrate something about yourself. Please do not unmute just to edify me. It's your time for you, not for me to be edified. Not that I don't appreciate it. I love everybody on here. I do. But that time is for you to learn something, ask a question, celebrate yourself. Maybe somebody wants to unmute and celebrate the fact that you got new leads. There's new names on your list. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. Like, don't think that the only thing worth celebrating is making money, because that's not true. You're learning a whole new skill of marketing, which is a psychology of human behavior and understanding people's personalities. It's a lot, but we're going to go through it step by step. But my goal for you is to know and use this time for you so that we can celebrate you and we can help you. Okay? So who wants to unmute? And if you have to go, feel free to jump off the Zoom. I already took a picture of y'all, but if you want to take a group picture, like for your social media or your stories, does anybody want to take a picture? Okay, ready? Everybody get ready. I'm not doing that. One, one, two, three. You got it? Okay, we're good. All right, cool. Amber's first. She raised her hand. Let's go.
I have a whole lot of excitement from yesterday, but my best thing was there's a girl that follows me on TikTok, and I always encourage people to follow me on other social platforms in case, because I said I don't own these if they go down or the internet's bad. Well, by going through what you've said to do to respond, I was like, Tammy, is this you from TikTok? And she was like, oh my God, yes, it's me. So now I have to go back, and I didn't even realize that. So I just, these systems of putting it in place is allowing me to now really be who I am, because I'm really a social butterfly and sunshine and sunflowers and all of that. So I'm excited because this really helps me in my personality. So it now draws people even closer because they're getting that personal engagement, which I was missing trying to do it on a broader scale. It takes more time, but from my heart, I feel it more. So I'm like, I got to go see what else she's talking about. So there's more, but I just wanted to share that part.
I love that, because that's the fun part about social media, is that you get to be your own personality and draw the people to you. But like you said, it's a little bit harder now because it's new and you're learning and all that stuff. But by the end of the month, it will be like this. It will literally become so second nature, and it'll just be what you do. And then you can just focus your time on the personality and the message and the creating the content and meeting and mingling and da, 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 da. That's the fun part. And yes, for you definitely want to lead people to other platforms, and I'm going to tell you that there will come a point in this program where I'm going to teach you how to capture your leads contact info off of social media, because if you lose your social media, you lost your leads. And every business needs to have an email list, and we're going to do a training on that to help, so I can help you learn how to capture that. Right now, like I said, I think it was yesterday, I said baby steps. We're just going to do baby steps, but I'm glad you mentioned that because that's a really good point. Who else wants to unmute? Ask your questions. There's like your questions help everybody, or celebrate. Go.
I'll speak. So you mentioned yesterday about using Google Sheets and putting their social media link in there to have quick access. I started doing that this morning. I started going in and adding the link. Girl, that is like golden. That is so good. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Once you create the habit of doing that consistently, it just becomes part of your DMO, which is your daily method of operation, which then becomes part of your SOP, right? So it's like it's creating structure around your activity so that when you come to the point where you need to hire someone and you need to hire a VA or an assistant or whatever, it's already in place, and then you can train that person effectively because you know exactly what you need, exactly how to do it. You can show them how to do it because you're learning it now. All right, who else wants to unmute? Does anybody want to celebrate the fact that you got your post up yesterday and you have some like people to follow up with? Okay, because that is a victory. Okay, that is a victory. That's why we're here, is to get engagement. I know what it feels like. Okay, does anybody, before I go on a tangent, because we're getting off of here at 10:40, that's 3 minutes. Who else, this last call, do you want to unmute? Just unmute now. 5, 4, 3, 2.
I'm gonna unmute.
Okay, okay.
It took me till last night. Sorry if you didn't see me because I was working. I just got on my 30-minute break late. I got to put somewhat of a post up. I am very talkative, active person in here because I work in a hospital. I get to talk to doctors and everybody. But when it comes to the whole social media, but it took me till later on at night to post something, and it was very, very simple. But I put it up. So thank you for that. And I will catch some today's replay. So okay, we catch up. Thank you.
Think of social media like your best friends. Like, really, Eileen, when you watch my lives, aren't I talking like I'm talking to my girlfriend? I'm talking like I'm talking to my girlfriend because that your outgoing personality doesn't change on social media. It's just more people to talk to, girl. It's just more people to talk to. It's more people to talk to. You know what I'm saying? But I understand because in the you know it was hard for me too. I do understand what it feels like to post something and no one comment. I do know what it feels like to post something and not get any likes. I do know what it feels like trying to learn brand and niche and value and funneled, like all this stuff, and this feeling completely lost and overwhelmed, and it can stop you from taking those baby steps forward. And what my intention for us all being here is for us to begin to take those baby steps to create that momentum and that excitement, because when you are posting and you only get no likes or 2 likes or 3 likes, and then you start posting things that start getting 10 likes, girl, okay, it starts getting 15 likes. Okay, Christian, right? You start getting 20 likes. That's a big deal. That means that you're growing. That means that you're generating new leads. That means that more people are seeing your stuff. May it take longer? Yeah, it might take longer, but you're taking the action that's moving you forward, and that's the important part. I want to say one more thing before we jump off of the Zoom. I want you all to know this. You never need to apologize to me for what you have going on in your life. Ever. You don't need to contact me and say, Megan, I'm sorry I missed Power Hour. Ever. I don't need an explanation of why you're not here. It's none of my business why you're not here. You don't ever need to feel bad about missing Power Hour. There's always a replay. There's going to be times when you don't show up and you don't watch the replay. That's your choice and it's none of my business. Okay. I'm not over here judging you because you missed Power Hour one day. I'm not over here judging you because you haven't watched the replay yet. I'm not even judging you because you didn't do your post yesterday. You know why? Because I'm not your upline. What you do does not affect, that's network marketing thinking. I'm not your upline. What you do does not affect me at all. My joy is being here. My joy is being on Zoom and presenting you the information and seeing you try. That's my joy. When you try and how you try, that's you. That's you. I'm not your boss. I'm not your upline. I'm support. I'm an educator. I'm passionate about what I do. I believe that if you trust me and trust yourself to take the action, even if it's a little bit at a time, you will see progress. But you don't owe me an explanation for being on vacation or having to work. I'm reading. You guys are sending me private messages like, Megan, I'm so sorry. I'm like, girl, bye. I'm over here like, so like, watch a replay, no big deal. Not to devalue the fact that you feel bad about missing it, but I'm telling you, there's no reason to feel bad about doing it because you are an adult. You're responsible for yourself. You know what your priorities are, and you make this work for you. If this is a priority for you to not miss it when you can, then don't miss it. But you don't have a responsibility to me or prove to me that, oh, I'm sorry I missed it. Like, I don't care if you miss it. I was here. Like, I was here. I did my job. Like, I did my thing. You know what I mean? Like, not to make you feel bad or anything, but at the end of the day, you don't have to answer to me about what you do or don't do. Just take what you can and apply what you can, and I'm here to cheer you on while you find the courage to do that. Does that make sense, everybody? Can we agree to that? Okay. Last thing, if you have a question specifically about Power Hour, please don't private message me. Ask your questions in the chat because I'm doing the same thing y'all are doing and sending gratitude messages. My inbox is full of unread messages. I don't see your message unless I happen to see it. But the group chat, I go in there on purpose several times a day to check up. So if you need to say something to me about Power Hour, you have a question, you're like, Megan, I'm confused. I don't know where to find the board. I can't download the thing. Ask it in the chat so we all can help each other. And plus, you'll get that response faster than private messaging me because I don't see it. I'm just telling you the truth. Okay. So you guys have a fantastic day. Get your post up. I'm watching and seeing and supporting and cheering you on. Do those follow-ups. Joanne, I will talk to you about setting up scheduling some time for us to talk because after I read your I help statement and what you do and your mission statement about your business, I have the perfect marketing plan for you that I would love to test out and see how it works in exchange for a testimony so I can build my business. Or that's it. I'm just gonna give you some ideas and we'll just see how it goes. Okay. I love you guys today. Have a great day. And I'll see you tomorrow.